Hello friends, you're with a Lonesome Gamer and I'm playing Machina Arcana. Now, if you followed my last playthrough, you see something's changed here. The reason is I messed up with my camera a little bit and we've lost maybe about 10 minutes. So it was basically one turn that I played before I realized that my memory card was full, and I simply forgot to delete it from the last video. So what I did is I've opened these chests here. I found the pneumatic hammer and I found that ritual cloak, which is pretty good. This one is unequipped still. I equipped the hammer though. Then I managed to kill the Migo, also by destroying that barrel, which then was exploding and killed everything close by. And I also managed to kill the Thrall. And actually I played this guy wrong. What I did was, whenever this guy activated, he invoked this horror event, and I thought that costs 2 stamina, and I never thought about that second symbol a lot. I thought, okay, I mean, it has no target or whatever, it simply invokes the horror event and that's it. And I was wrong there. Somebody pointed out that this basically counts as a melee attack. So the guy has to move adjacent to an investigator, then use 2 stamina to invoke the horror event. And that's the problem that I have with this game. You know, these symbols, I find them a little bit counterintuitive. You know, why not simply write that here? If you're adjacent to an investigator, invoke a horror event. Otherwise, move to the nearest investigator. And it's pretty easy to do that, but they thought it would be more fancy to use these things here. Yeah, not for me. That doesn't work really well for me, but I try to get used to it. We spawned a Cthulhu, which is this kind of tree with eyes, and if there are wounded monsters, he will heal. Otherwise, he will attack the explorers, and it costs him 1 stamina to do so. Now, interestingly, he only has a single stamina. Now, what's even more interesting, we have this event which reduces the monster's maximum stamina by 1. So I think this guy actually has 0 stamina. I checked the rules if there is anything that says there's a maximum of 1. I couldn't find it. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not there. I just couldn't find it. So I'm going to play like this guy basically at the moment just sits there and does nothing. So my goal is now to move to the workbench and try to find some kind of upgrade for this guy for his weapon, because then he gets really, really strong. Remember, when he can increase his weapon's attack rolls by 1 for each upgrade or augment. Sadly, you cannot use this one because the slot doesn't match, right? This one here is on the side, so that would be an augment, but this thing here cannot be augmented. It can only be upgraded because the slot is here on the top. So that's a little unlucky. But yeah, I want to try to find either some upgrade here or maybe some armor or something, so then we are in a better shape and we can then continue to explore this whole this whole area. Okay, that's where I'm. That's the situation right now, and yeah, let's continue here. So I had to roll for the monster spawn at that point, and we're at a 6 here. Shit. That's 0, so that we count that as a 10. There is an easy mode where you count the zeros as a 0 and then a monster would not spawn. But let's not do that. Let's hope for, let's be tough here. That's a buyer key. Okay. Also 2 life points, sadly. And we'll see when when any monster is destroyed, this monster teleports to that monster's position. By the way, when this monster is destroyed, the attacker invokes an explorer event. Ah, look at that. I have to do that. I didn't keep that in mind. That's not necessarily a good thing, because that means now, oh shit. Oh shit, man, that's an issue. I forgot about that. Well, okay, I got to live with that. Maybe it's not a general event if I'm lucky. It's kind of a bound event to a specific guy. So that says, dream of tranquility. Terror did not greet me tonight as it has on so many nights before. I dreamed of a place long lost in time which whispered its forgotten memories to me. I saw halls that will never again hold the shadows of passing visitors, and felt the breeze that roams through those deserted chambers, looping and circling, but only ever encountering itself. I awoke with a bright smile, knowing that today I had found tranquility. Reduce the monster threat by 2. Now that is pretty awesome. No doubt. This goes down. That's really good. Still, we're gonna have some trouble now. I was kind of speculating on this thing that the monster's maximum stamina would be reduced by 1. So this guy now will, for example, do something. So we have to deal with him. That means I basically lost a turn or something. Fuck. I mean, that is really a problem. I don't know if I should go back or simply ignore him. Maybe just ignore him, deal with the workbench, and then move out of this tile. Because once I leave this, this thing only has effect on monsters that are actually on the same tile. I'm not sure what to do here. I just don't know. We'll find out. Okay, now the other guy has to roll if a monster will spawn. Ah, fuck, that's a 9. That's bad luck. So 2 monsters spawned this turn. But first we gotta find the buyer key, the standee. There it is. And it will show up here. The second monster is a, oh god, Yadithian, I guess. So, it has an arcane attack. It's a distant ranged attack. When this monster is destroyed, attacker gains an item. When this monster is the only monster, it is ethereal. I want to see the light leave your eyes. That's what he has to say. What do we have here, by the way? I thought of the empty shell of beetle and the soft loan of rotting earth. Okay. Yeah, not great. But so we now have 4 monsters. This is kind of a limit. I think we cannot spawn any more monsters. Instead, something ugly happens. I think simply the monster threat would go up by 1. Let's see here. There we go. Yeah, exactly. So that would be the case if a 5th monster, if we don't destroy any monster this turn. Closest spawn point for this Yadithian is this one here. This is a little closer than that one. This is occupied, so it will spawn adjacent. I think I can choose which space, so we're gonna place it here. Now we have 4 monsters here, and if we won't roll anymore for spawning monsters if as long as there are 4 monsters on our tile. Instead, the threat would go up 1 space. I already did the horror roll and I rolled a 3. I was lucky here, so we don't have a horror event this turn. Okay, so the monsters will now activate. Now this guy, the Serral, has now 4 action points, and the thing is, it would take him 2 spaces to be adjacent to me if he could move through the door, and it would take him 1, 2, 3 action points if he wouldn't. So he will try to move through the door because that's the shortest way. Now he can destroy the door, which costs him 4 points, and I think there is a marker for destroyed doors, but I'm not sure. So this is the one. We're going to place this here. So this door is gone, and but that's it, right? In the next turn, he could now move through the door if he wanted to. Next is the Cthulhu, and he's not going to do anything. He's not going to heal. However, now he has his point. That means he's going to attack the explorers with 3 dice. That's not good. It's going to be an arcane attack. So first against him, and that's a 4. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I only have a will of 2, so I take a damage and I'm going to spend an essence. This guy, he's got a will of 4, but still it's not looking good. Ah, shit, it's exactly a 4. So I'm also going to spend an essence. Okay, now it's the buyer key, and it will also has 4 stamina. So we'll try to come close and then attack. So it moves 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, but it has no, nothing left now to attack. And finally, it's this Yadithian, and it will try to come within range of 3 and then do an arcane attack with 3 dice. So let's see. Yeah, it's bad. So it moves 1 space, and then it has line of sight. I think these destroyed spaces, I think they do not block line of sight. I gotta check that. There is this table here of different types of obstacles, and they are passable or they block line of sight and whatever. So a destroyed map space, let's see, is an obstacle, but you can target through it only with arcane attacks, it seems. Now let's see. That is possible, yeah. So he can do it. He can target this old man here with 3 dice. And he can actually do it twice. Ah, fuck it. Yeah, well. Oh, look at that. That was good. I was lucky here. I got will 2, so I'm fine. No damage here. But the next one... Yeah, okay. There we go. So we lose 1 life point because we don't have any essence left. That is not looking good at all. It's really bad. Yeah, it's not really looking good. I'm considering maybe using the lever for the traps. So my idea is basically, if I go with Philip, this guy here, the old man, I could go here with 3 steps, and then this thing does not block the door, I think. I think these spaces here are actually adjacent. It looks a little weird, but I'm pretty sure that is the case. So if I go through here, I can use the workbench, and that might be helpful. The other guy could move 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. The problem is activating the lever at that point doesn't help, because the Cthulhu will heal these guys. Shit. You know, I think what I want to do is I want to explore a new tile and simply leave the area. Then I don't have a problem with this guy anymore, with the Cthulhu. He will not attack me any longer. And I can simply try to run away from the monsters. Problem is, of course, we don't know what we'll find. I wanted to use the workbench and these 2 spaces here. That's not going to happen. But maybe it still is a good idea to go there. So, I mean, we're standing right next to it. So I'm going to activate Artemis first. And it costs, if I remember that right, it costs 2 stamina to explore the next space. So let's see. Yeah, that's 2 stamina. And that allows us now to place a new map tile here. Now I'm going to do this randomly. Usually you have to place them in a stack and then draw from the bottom. I'm going to roll a die and then simply also roll which side. So I'm going to do that off camera. Okay, so this is our new map tile here. So let's take a closer look. It's not that bad. We have a couple of these refreshment stations. What is their name, man? Recharge stations, that's the name. Fairly close by. The spawn points are a little bit further away, which is also not bad. We have a chest right here. So, yeah, it's not a bad room, I think. Here we have traps that we can activate with this lever here. Yeah, there's only that single lever. And right here in the center, we got our chapter point. Remember, I mean, still, if we want to continue this somehow, we need at least 3 essence to unlit the chapter points and activate it. The problem is, I don't want to spend all my essence. I already had 3 essence, but I don't want to do that because I have only limited life points. Okay, so we got 4 points left now with Artemis, and that would be enough to, I don't know, I could, oh, there is a spawn point and here is one. Back there we got a workbench. Wow, there's a lot of stuff in this room. Okay, so I think what I want to do is I want to move. What about this guy? How far can he move? He's got 4 points. 1, 2, 3. And then he doesn't have enough points to attack anymore. Okay, so basically I think I want to move 1, 2 spaces. And then I want to, so that brings me down to 2. Then I'm going to spend another 1 and activate that recharge station. And maybe I can heal. So I'm going to roll the die here. Okay, that's pretty awesome. That is actually, that allows me to heal 1 life point. So I'm actually back at my maximum, so that's not so bad. Of course, the recharge station is now also destroyed. And now I got 1 point left, and I'm going to move here. And if I'm not mistaken, I should be okay there. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the guy only has 4 points, so he should not be able to attack me. Okay. So that's it with him. And now let's see what Philip can do. I could have tried to kill the Bayaki, but well. So I think I want to move here and open that chest. But then the Bayaki will be able to attack me. Oh boy. Huh. Still, I think, you know, oh boy, it's really tough. You gotta think so much in this game. I think I want to move 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. And now I got 2 spaces left. And I'm going to activate this recharge point here. I got 2 points left. So there we go. I'm out of reach of the Bayaki at that moment. And either I can heal, which is great, or I get additional stamina. And if I get 2 additional stamina, yeah, a minimum of 2, and that would allow me then to open the chest. So it's a win-win situation, basically. The only thing that can happen is that I roll a 0. Okay, well, that's bad luck then. Okay, I can heal. That is pretty good. So I'm back at 5 life points. And right now, in this turn, I might be safe. But we'll see. And then we can open the chest, maybe open also this chest here, and we'll see what we can all do. Now maybe you can help me with that. I'm not sure if this is possible. So basically, the main idea is, and the main rule is, if you kind of explore the map, it says that you can have a maximum of 4 of these tiles basically 2 here and then 2 here. So that's kind of a, I don't know, and damn, I don't know how to call that. I know it in German. It's a square. Yeah, it's a square. Okay, and then. But it also says you can go further, and then it becomes kind of a rotating thing. So if I would leave this area here, this tile would go away then. So it can never be bigger than a square, basically. But I wonder if I first have to do the square thing before I can rotate, or can I rotate immediately? So could I go now simply here and get rid of this tile, or do I first have to fill this square and explore 2 tiles here, for example? Would be helpful if you could answer that. I couldn't find it in the rules. I'm a little lazy now to check on BGG. So okay, let's see. We're done with our action, and now we go to the spawn phase. So again, first the elderly man, and that is a 5, so he's okay. This thing goes down, and now it's the magician again, and he rolls an 8. Not quite so lucky. But we're still in the... Oh, no, it's true. I thought we couldn't roll again because there are 4 monsters here, but they're not on our tile. So we have a longer monster queue now. This is a pure poth. And when this monster is hit, it moves 2 spaces toward the nearest spawn space. This monster moves up to 2 spaces when it comes into play. Okay, so let's see what we got. Now these all are slid to the side, and this guy enters. And I have a personal vendetta with this guy. He killed already 2 of my investigators. And it was funny because it happened twice that there was an event card in play which said that when you get attacked, the monsters also push you 2 spaces. And I was unlucky and I got pushed twice into an abyss. And then you die immediately. And it happened twice with this guy, so in 2 different games. So that was really a weird accident or a weird coincidence. So yeah, I hope that that doesn't happen again. But at least here, there are no chasms. Down here, there is a small one here. Okay, so he will spawn at the closest spawn point. Now let's see which one that is. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess it's going to be this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so that is going to be that spawn point right here. And then he immediately moves 2 spaces. So he moves 1, 2 spaces. There we go. Okay, that's it for the spawn phase. Now we go for the horror phase. Only on a 1 or 2 we will be safe. And that's a 4. So this goes up again. We invoke a horror event. So this goes up. And let's see what we have. Reaching evil. We shield our faces as a strange distortion scoot our vision. We had no idea what this presaged, but everything around us was altered. We now stood on strange stones and the walls around us were unfamiliar. Worst of all, however, was the awful realization that the monsters were more aware and appeared to see us clearer now. We could feel their terrible eyes preying on us from every corner, as if their reach was extended in an unnatural way. Oh, that doesn't sound good at all. Increase the monster's range by 2. Oh, fuck. Oh, that's not good. Okay, so I guess now the monsters all have a ranged attack, basically. If I, yeah, for that single turn. Oh no, that's actually not true. It's not only for a single turn. That will go on until we have some kind of new horror event. Oh boy. And no good news here. So first of all, we activate the Saral. And he moves 4 spaces. So I guess he moves 1, 2, 3, 4. He moves right here. So they still have the same stamina, but they have a higher range now. But in this case, that has no effect. Although it's... No, it has no effect. And then the Chthon, he will do nothing this time. There is no wounded monster, and he will not attack us because he is on a different space, on a different tile than we are. So that guy has no effect. The Buyer Key can move up to 4 spaces or has 4 stamina. So the Buyer Key will attack because it now has a range of 2. So that's pretty bad. 1, 2 spaces, and now it will attack. And this guy is not in line of sight, I think. He's behind that chest. What does that mean? It will attack this guy anyway because he has less life points. And if they are both the same distance, it will go for the one with the less life points. So let's see. We roll 3 dice. Not good. Not good at all. Okay, that's a hit, of course. And we're going to lose another essence. Oh boy. Okay, so then this Yadithian, and okay, let's see what he does. He now has a range of 5. Holy crap, this is bad. He moves 5 spaces, or up to 5. Now let's see if he can reach us. He's here. 1, 2. Okay, now these guys block line of sight. 3, 4, 5. So he's gonna move here, and yeah, he can't shoot through them, I think. It's an arcane attack. Oh, wait a second. That's an arcane attack. Arcane attacks could be special. Okay, now these are units, monsters. Yeah. He can target through them with arcane attacks. Okay, so let's see. He started here. So it's 1, 2. Now let's see. This guy, oh boy, now it gets tricky. 1, 2, 3, 4. He would be in range. I need some kind of, I need something to find out if this is still, I think this is not line of sight. There's the wall in between. No, he is not in line of sight. This guy might be, but nah. Let's see. What about that chest? That's an action space. Yeah, he can. Yeah, that is possible. Oh gosh, that's hard to tell. Okay, so the way I see that, there is also the wall in between. So it's not line of sight. So that means he moved 2 spaces. He's got to move out of this room here. That's his 3rd action. And now he has this range of 5. So that means he can now actually attack one of the 2. And they both have the same number of life points. That means I can now choose which is gonna be the one. It's an arcane attack. This guy has at least a will of 4, so I'm gonna let him be the target. So he rolls 3 dice. And he's fine. He's fine. Only 3. This thing gives him 1 extra will. He has 3. So he is okay. Very good. Now the Buapoth moves. And he's got a range of 2 now. Oh boy. So, this is sick. That's not good at all. It might already be within range. Now let's see. What about the destroyed spaces? Yeah, but only with an arcane attack, which this is not. So he's got to move 1 space down here. And now it can attack twice. Yeah, so that is not good at all. It will attack the magician twice. And that is good enough. I only have an armor of 2, so I'm going to lose 1. And probably another 1. Yep, that is actually the case. Yeah, that wasn't good at all. Okay, so let's see what we can do. We got to fight back, right? Okay, so now it's my turn, and it's rough. It's a rough ride. Actually, the magician might be killed pretty soon if things go not well now. But I got a plan. So here's the thing. If I manage to kill the Sorrel, it basically explodes. Which means it will attack adjacent units. That could kill the Edithian, because it's right here. The Sorrel is right standing here in the middle, and it could also wound at least the Buyer Key. But we gotta hit twice. That's the problem, because this sucker has 2 life points, but we can do it. We got 2 actions with this thing. So, gotta be lucky though. We have no essence. Oh boy. If that doesn't work out, we're in a very, very bad shape. It's a pretty risky thing. It's an arcane attack, though, which is good, because it means this sucker only has 2 will. So chances are we can do that. But you know, you never know. I mean, it's oh boy. I'm gonna give it a try. 1, 2, 3. If that doesn't work out, this game could be over pretty soon. I don't think it makes a lot of sense to play with him alone. So if I lose this because he dies, I'm gonna go for another scenario. But we'll see. Okay, that was close and he made it. It's 2 hits. That is enough to do 1 damage against the Sorrel, but we need 2. We need 2 to actually destroy it. So let's see. We have to spend everything we have. If this goes wrong, we're done. We have no essence. So let's hope for the best here. And yep, that is clearly enough. Awesome. 3 more points. Now this is super important because now this guy basically explodes. He's destroyed. And the card goes away. Now this gives me an essence, which is technically a life point. So that's super important for me. Now, all the adjacent ones are also attacked once with 3 dice. Now we gotta be still a little lucky, right? So we got this Yadithian here. We got 3 dice, but he only has. This is not an arcane attack. This is just a standard attack. So we need 2 hits. He has an armor of 2. So let's hope for the best here. And we easily, this time we really made it. Fabulous. So the Yadithian is also killed. That was fucking awesome. Which means we get another essence. Okay, now this is looking a little better now. The Bayaki will also be attacked now by this explosion, but this is hard. We need 5 points to do damage here. So that is very, very unlikely that we can do this, but it's not impossible. You know, we were lucky before, so let's hope for the best. This is a 2, so that's not going to be enough. Even if we roll this thing here, yeah, that's a 3. I mean, technically we could spend the 2 essence to do more damage on the Bayaki. That would be possible. Would it? I'm not sure if it would actually, because that's an interesting question. This is not exactly my attack, right? This is, I don't think I could do it because it was an explosion. So I'm not sure about it, but I'm not going to do it anyway. I'm going to need these 2 life points. So what are we going to do now? We got this guy. He could now try to fight these 2 guys, or at least one of them. The problem is, the problem is, if I move here, I mean, I got 5 life points left, which is not bad. But I'm gonna take 2 attacks probably from the Bayaki and an attack of this Wurpoth. That's bad. Yeah, I think I gotta try to fight my way through here. Otherwise, the Magician also simply takes too much damage. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move in here, which costs me, sadly, 1 space. Wait a minute, maybe... I wonder if it makes sense. No. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the risk here. I'm going to use that special attack with my pneumatic hammer. That means I can attack both adjacent units. So you know what? I think I made a mistake earlier on when this guy was attacking all the explorers. You're only supposed to roll once and apply the result to both guys. I think I rolled twice. I don't know if that did make any difference. But now I remember that because... So I will only do now one die roll, and that's then what I... Yeah, that will affect both of them. So we have now... That costs me 4... And that means I got 1 is left, which kind of sucks, but yeah, there's nothing I can do about it. So then we're going to roll and hope that we can do some damage. We're not going to kill any of them, but maybe we can at least do enough damage. So maybe we can get rid of them next turn. Oh, this is really tough. And that is not bad at all. So that is a 5. I'm pretty sure this is a hit. So the buyer key has exactly 5. So the buyer key takes 1 damage. And this guy, the Bois Porte, only has 2. So he also takes a damage. Sadly, both of them have 2 life points. So I need another damage marker here. In addition, when this monster is hit, it moves 2 spaces toward its nearest spawn space. So that is good. The guy moves back, which means he's going to need additional... he's going to have to spend 2 stamina to attack us next turn again. So that's a good thing. But still, we are in a lot of trouble. But, okay, I mean, we managed to destroy 2 monsters. This guy managed to gain 2 essence. And we're not in such a bad shape now. Maybe next turn, just maybe, we might be able to improve the situation a bit. It's really hard to tell. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm done here. I cannot do anything with that last point, I guess. I want to remain here. Do I? It's an interesting question. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so now let's go into the spawn phase again. Okay, let's hope we're not so lucky. Oh fuck, that's a 10. Maybe you should play that on easy. Okay, so we have a deep one. Oh boy. And when this guy comes into play, the monster threat is increased by 1. That cold ain't the weather, that's death approaching. Oh my goodness. What a motto. So this goes up. And then the other guy has to roll. Okay, we were lucky here. That's only a 6, so this goes down. And we got to find the standee for the deep one, of course. Yeah. Okay, so there's the deep one here. And he shows up here on that spawn space. Now we got to check for horror, and if we trigger a horror event, then the monster threat also will go up. And yeah, we do. So yeah, this now goes here. So basically it goes back. And we're gonna have to grab the level 2 monsters, and let's see. These are the higher level ones. Yeah, there they are. Okay, and I think we're gonna shuffle those and the ones that are discarded, and of course these ones here, into a new monster deck now. Let's see. And we got to draw a horror event. So we have the Adaptive Strike. As we learn the secrets and maneuvers of these halls and the monsters within, it seems that whatever haleful gaze is on us does the same. All the obstacles and barriers we build are penetrated with laughable ease. Attacks rain on us with surgical precision, as it relentlessly strives to sever our fragile links to existence. Once per monster's attack rolls, re-roll their empty dice. Okay, that's, yeah, great. I mean, that is, oh no, actually, look at that. This is not the one we're gonna see. This is from another adventure. Okay, it's the Paralyzing Fog instead. A gust of strange fumes filled the place like a giant wave, and after only a few moments we were left paralyzed, frozen in position as the miasma enveloped us. Oh my goodness. Our open eyes watered with our futile efforts to remain mobile, and it was only sheer desperation that allowed us to take any actions at all. Explorers can move for one turn. Okay, yeah, so no, yeah, exactly. So basically, when this thing enters play, the explorers can move. This is what happens, and these things only matter for one turn. So technically, that might not even be so terribly bad, because we're gonna have to fight like crazy, I guess, next turn anyway. And we are standing next to the chest, so okay, we might be able to deal with this. But yeah, I mean, come on, this is. We're really surrounded by these fuckers. That is not good at all. And we gotta shuffle the new monsters in the deck. So then we have the next monster phase. This guy doesn't do anything, does he? No, I think he only has an effect on his tile. So we're on another tile, so it doesn't matter anymore. The buyer key will attack. It has basically 2 attacks on Philip. That's bad. I'm pretty sure he's gonna take 2 damage. Yep, that's the first one. He only has 2 armor, and that's the second one. Okay, so we lose 2 life points. Well, what I could do is, I think I want to do that actually. Do I? I could spend 1 essence with him. Because you can, yeah, he could contribute because he's adjacent. Now, I wonder if I want to do that. I mean, he still has 5 life points, which is a lot. So, I'm not so sure. You know, actually, I think I'm going to take the 2 damage. I'm not happy about it, but it's going to be really hard to survive all that. So that was the buyer key. Then it's this Buopoth, 5 stamina. It's going to move 2 spaces to here, and then it's going to attack the magician, because he has less life points. Okay, but it's gonna be, no, it's gonna be a standard attack. So let's see. Okay, that's a hit, but he can spend an essence. Okay, and now we got the deep one, and he also has 5 stamina. And he's got a range of 2. However, that is no arcane attack. So that means he cannot shoot through obstacles, I think. because that should be only possible with arcane attacks, right? So he cannot shoot through units. That's a little odd. I'm pretty sure he can't do that. Blocked by obstacles. Yeah, so he cannot shoot through unit. And also not through this explored space, I think. Let's see if he can attack at all. He's got to move 1, 2, 3, and this is all blocked, and then 4. And now he would be within range. But now he doesn't have any more. Yeah, he doesn't have enough stamina to attack. So it's a shame I don't have better equipment here. Otherwise I could now really do massive damage with my pneumatic hammer. It could be even possible to kill all 3 of these guys with one big swing. But the problem is it's a pretty big risk. And I'm not sure if I want to take that risk. I mean, I could spend an essence to increase. Yeah, I think I could do that. Wow, that's a big gamble now. It's an interesting question. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I can do, you know, it would be a standard attack. And I'm pretty sure that I can roll 3 to destroy this guy. And that I can roll 2 to kill that guy. And then I would have, but the thing is, I would have two actions left, or 2 points left. But I could not use those 2 points. And that's, yeah, that is actually the problem. I could not use these 2 points because I cannot move. I cannot open that chest. So it doesn't really give me a big advantage. So I might as well simply attack these guys with my stronger attack. 3 dice. And then I can attack each one on its own. And that's probably just safer. And I think I'm going to go for that. So the plan is now, let's see. Yeah, I want to Okay, so I want to attack the Boerpoth with 3 dice. With the hammer. Standard attack. And that is a hit. So the guy is dead. Cool. And now the thing is, we are now at a monster level of 2, and this thing has a monster level of 1. Now because that level is lower than the actual monster level, this card is actually removed from the game. So these level 1 monsters won't come back. Which makes it in a way harder, because you get stronger and stronger monsters that way. Okay, and I get 1 essence, which is good. Okay, cute. Now, the next thing is I want to attack the deep one, also with the hammer. And a single hit here is enough, because this guy only has 1 life point. And Wait a minute, just want to check if there is an effect if I kill that guy. No, there isn't. Okay. So, yeah. He only has 1 life point, so I need 3 to do that. And that should be possible, too. So, let's see. Okay, I got 2. That would not be enough, but luckily now I got 1 essence. I can spend that. And then I get another essence back for killing this guy, and we killed the deep one. Okay, great. So that means this guy is also gone now. Cool. So that's it for him. And now it's the magician again. And he can now use his locus perturbator and attack the buyer key with an arcane attack. Because there it only has a will of 2. It's not that strong. So that should be possible too. So we got these 3 dice. And we can shoot through units. If it's an arcane attack, yeah, that should be possible. So let's go for it. And that is a hit. I'm pretty sure that should work. Yeah, awesome. So we killed the buyer key too. And it seems there are no more monsters on my tire. Only this stupid tree. So for the first time since a long time, I feel a little bit safe here. We're not making terrible progress, but at least we're still alive, and we managed to kill a couple of these monsters, and we gain an essence for killing the buyer key. Oh, you know what? I fucked that up a little bit. When any monster is destroyed, the monster teleports to that monster's position. Okay, but that would not have made a big difference. It would have moved probably in the end here. Maybe I made a mistake there, but I think that had no massive impact. Okay, and all these monsters are removed from the game because we are at level 2 now. But I got 3 more actions here, so I can open that chest. I cannot move because of this strange mist, but I can open the chest, and of course I will. So let's see what we find. I'm going to draw one of these, and I'm going to draw one of these. Okay, so that is a rogue rifle. That is pretty good. When you kill, look at the top 2 cards of the item deck and reorder them. Now that is good, and the thing is, I can give that. Oh, and that is also pretty awesome, a trench coat. Oh, whoa. That gives me 2 armor. That's not bad either. Okay, so here's the thing. I think I'm gonna place the trench coat on top here. I might want to get that later. And I can give the rogue rifle to an adjacent character when I open that chest. So I'm gonna give that to him. The problem is, I think this thing is not equipped. But if he equips that thing, he can use this and increase the attack rolls, the stabilizing cogs. And then, because it's augmented, he gets another +1. And then he can roll, I don't know, 5 dice. No, that's not true. He rolls still 3 dice, but he can add 2 to the success. So that is great. Now these 2, yeah, you can simply give it to him. That's not a trade action or something. You can give that to someone if you open a chest and he stands adjacent to you. Okay, awesome. So we destroy that chest and we gain an essence for opening that chest. Look at that. Now we have 3 essence, 4 overall. We might now consider activating this thing here. Maybe. Okay. So I don't know how long that video was. It might have been a little shorter, but I think I want to load this up here. It seems I have a little bit room to breathe now. I'm in a little bit better position. It looked really grim, but before we actually can do that, I want to finish that turn, and that includes the spawn space and all, and it might look much worse at the end of that. Let's see. Let's do that. So first, that is a 4, so that is okay, great. And the second one. And that is an 8. Okay, so we get one monster, and we'll see what it is. It might be now a level 2 monster. And it is. That's a flying polyp. Now, I remember from Arkham Horror, these are really terrible creatures. Oh, here's the problem. This thing is ethereal, so we cannot attack it. That's a problem, of course. We cannot attack it. However, there might be other ways to destroy it. For example, we could, if we can lure it on one of these trap spaces or something, we could use the lever. The problem is that that thing has 2 life points. So even hitting it once doesn't help. So now, this lens here, that would have been what we needed. But we don't have it. Not good. Okay, so that is the flying polyp. Okay, there we go. And the guy shows, of course, up on that spawn space. Next, let's see what happens. We got to roll for horror. That's a 1. Oh, we're lucky here, so that doesn't go up. Okay, and now this guy will activate. First, the Cthulhu does nothing again. The flying polyp has 5. And he's going to attack. So he has a range of 2. He's going to move 1 space. That's not going to be good enough to attack this guy. He's too far anyway. So he's going to move a 2nd space. And now... Interesting. Is he in line of sight or not? I don't know, man. From center to center. Hard to tell. No, I don't think he is. I don't think this is line of sight. I think this thing here is in between. And it's not an arcane attack. So I think he can still not attack. So he's got to do his 3rd move here. And now he can attack. And he's gonna attack this guy, I guess, because he has less life points. So with 3 dice. Oh, look at that. That's 2. But sadly, that's enough. I only have an armor of 2. So I'm gonna spend an essence. And this is it. Okay, so yeah, it is a problem now because I cannot attack this guy. That's really an issue. I don't know what to do against that. I really don't. So it seems there is actually nothing we can do against this thing right now. Pretty frustrating. So I don't know. I mean, just hoping for some card or something. We can basically try to run, maybe get some essence or something. If we get an essence every turn and do it cleverly, he can attack only once. Then we can spend the essence again and we won't lose anything. But the problem is, of course, it's getting harder and harder to somehow advance this thing. We're still in the 1st chapter, and I don't know. I mean, this is really not looking good. Yeah, it's tough. It really is. Okay, so hope we find a way here. Maybe you got some ideas and let me know. Until then, hope to see you on the next video or on lonesomegamer.com. Bye.